Drop an apple, it falls. Push an object, it moves. And when a strong gust of wind blows, everything in its path gets pushed in the exact same direction. But in the coastal city of Puri, India, a towering centuries-old stone complex seems to completely ignore that final rule. Look at the very top of the spire. That red and yellow flag, mounted to the iron disc, is doing something impossible. It is flying directly against the prevailing wind. Think about what that means. If the coastal breeze is blowing hard to the east, a piece of fabric should snap aggressively to the east. Fabric cannot generate its own thrust to overpower an opposing air current. This isn't a one-off trick of the light or a momentary weather glitch caught on a blurry camera. Millions of pilgrims and tourists stand in this courtyard every single year and watch it happen in broad daylight, which leaves us with a difficult problem. Either our basic understanding of fluid dynamics breaks down at this specific coordinate, or the architecture itself is manipulating the air in ways we are only starting to map. To figure out what is happening up there, you have to realize that this flag isn't a permanent fixture. It is manually replaced every single day, exactly as the sun sets. The climb is a sheer vertical drop of over 200 feet. The stone is worn, the wind at that altitude is relentless, and the people making this climb use absolutely no modern safety harnesses or ropes. This task belongs exclusively to a specific lineage of temple servants. For generations, these priests have memorized every handhold and crevice, scaling the dome using only their bare hands and feet. Because someone physically scales this peak 365 days a year, we know for a fact what the weather conditions are actually like. The priests confirm the wind is real, and it is fierce. Their daily ascent grounds the anomaly in a physical reality we can measure. We have to look past the tradition and examine the specific geometry of that upper peak. When structural engineers and aerodynamicists look at the temple, they don't see magic. They see an enormous passive wind manipulation device. This diagram shows standard airflow. When a heavy gust of wind hits a flat, rectangular high-rise building, the air current simply smashes into the wall, breaking apart and stalling out randomly. But the Jagannath spire isn't flat. It's an intricately curved dome. As those same wind vectors strike the curved stone, they don't break. They are forced to smoothly wrap around the massive circumference. The air accelerates as it rounds the curves. When those high-speed streams meet behind the peak, they create a localized vacuum. The air rushes backward to fill that void, forming a powerful vortex. This localized counterdraft acts as a reverse airstream. It is this concentrated pocket of backward pressure that catches the fabric, physically pushing the flag in the opposite direction of the main breeze. There is also a secondary theory. Because the flag is so high up, ground-level observers have zero background reference points. This lack of visual context can trick the human eye, making it incredibly difficult to accurately judge depth and wind direction. Whether the stone is generating an isolated reverse air current or the sheer height is scrambling our depth perception, the result is identical. The architecture is actively deceiving human observation. Look at the exact geometry of these multiple domes. It forces an immediate question. Did the original architects actively understand the complexities of fluid dynamics? A structural engineer might see a brilliantly calculated vortex generator, but for the millions of devotees who travel here, explaining the physics misses the point entirely. To them, the flag is a living, daily miracle. Yet both interpretations rely on the exact same facts. The massive scale, the perfect curvature, and the immense height are what make either the aerodynamics or the divine display possible. The architecture serves two masters at once. It provides a dataset that challenges modern fluid dynamics while remaining a site of absolute devotion for those below. For over 800 years, this small piece of cloth has held its ground at the intersection of observation and belief. So look closely at the peak. Do you see an ancient society that mastered the hidden laws of wind currents long before modern science? Or do you see something beyond calculation? The answer doesn't live in the stone. It depends entirely on the lens through which you choose to observe the world.